This is the Chad Factor, and I'm here to talk about Harvey Weinstein and the controversy. Now, we've seen people come out in droves against this person. We've seen people come out in the woodwork going against what people say is a landslide of abuse allegations. There was recently a tape of him basically saying that come into my room, begging a woman to come into my room, and we'll keep this a secret. And what we see here is the hypocrisy of the regressive left and the downfall of Holly Weird about what's going on. Because this is two things that we need to realize is that, and I will put Bill Clinton, Bill Cosby, and a lot of other people in the context, because we have to address this hypocrisy of the left-leaning Holly Weird, and that is the fact that these women have been coming out for years against Harvey Weinstein. People have been coming out for years and still go after him to this day for his crimes, Bill Clinton. And the reason I say both these men have two different backgrounds and two different fields. One was the president of the United States, and one is in Hollywood making movies and has his own company and is a billionaire, I believe. The thing about both of these two are the same is they are both left-leaning, they are both liberal, and they are both both rich. They both have money. And what we see here is that these people are the biggest hypocrites on earth. All these stars came out the woodwork to go against Trump. Right-leaning person now. Used to be liberal, but right-leaning person when he said, grab him by the pussy. Everybody was saying against it. Republicans were saying, we're not going to talk to him. The conservatives, everybody was pretty much going against Trump and condemning him for the comment and saying he's the worst person and Trump had to apologize for it. All of Hollywood said he was admitting sexual assault. Lena Dunham's, the girls on CNN, I forgot her name, but some fat Hispanic lady. You got a multitude of Hollywood actors and people that were going against him. But back in even 2005 and other little clips and everything like that, people were calling out Harvey Weinstein. And it's not just Harvey Weinstein. That's just the tip of the iceberg. But now there's video of Jimmy Kimmel asking people to dig into his pants. There is video clip of the dude from Batman. I don't know why his name escapes me, but even him, he was caught just lusting on and hugging on a woman. You got multiple people in Hollywood. People have praised Roman Polanski. Even though he raped a little girl, and Ashley Stripe, I forgot her name too. She was clapping for him, but then about Trump, she was crying because he said about talking about that he was making fun of a disabled person, that he was basically talking about how that he's so bad, he's so wrong. But hold on for a second, folks. That he was so bad, that he was so wrong, that he didn't need to be president of the United States. But while people were hiding, I'm about to silence this phone, people were hiding about Jeffrey Weinstein. So that's what I don't really get. These people are the biggest hypocrites I have ever seen in my life. Biggest hypocrites I've ever seen in my life. This man gets away with this, and let's go even further than that. Okay, Bill Cosby. Granted, I believe there's one settlement they say he did, and he did admit to giving some women quaaludes back in the 70s, but he didn't. He said he would give them under consent, but it wasn't rape. That's what they said it was. And there's no proof, there's no scientific evidence or anything like that that proves that he raped any women. I believe Bill Cosby's show was bad now, but they took down his show. They emasculated him in the media. And shout out to Harvey Superboy for for defending Bill Cosby at every turn. But you had Lindsey Bloom and Gloria Allred, two of the worst women that you'll ever see defend. Always going against black men on every single turn, and against conservative men in general. But they attack black men and conservative white men. They never attack Bill Clinton. They never attack Harvey Weinstein. But this is the kicker. And again, I'm going to this was past, but I'm going to update. Lindsey Bloom was about to defend Harvey Weinstein and represent him. Okay? That's what was going to happen. What ended up changing her mind was her mom and others calling her out, and then she backed up. But the fact of the matter is these same women talked about Bill Cosby, talked about right-leaning white conservatives, but won't talk about Harvey Weinstein, Bill Clinton, or liberals that have done terrible things. This is why I tell you that the fall of Hollywood is so glorious and delicious. It's like eating a piece of chocolate cake mixed with vanilla. Because this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is the tip of the... Harvey Weinstein is not going anywhere, and he's still going to make his money and still do what he does. You still got Woody Allen. You still got some pedophilic and rituals that go on in that motherfucker. And people have been calling it out since the 90s, 80s. I think Barbara Weinstein was trying to talk to a boy who said he experienced molestation and just discredited him and said he was out of his mind. But Ashley Judd, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Brad Pitts, the Hollywood in general that keep trying to talk to you, middle America, heterosexual black man, and others, that we're better than you. We're more moral than you. We're going against rape culture. Meanwhile, there is a rape culture in that particular industry. I just love that things are getting revealed, but this is only the tip of the iceberg because they're trying to hide. They're letting him get all the flack because there's something deeper and more disgusting going on in Hollywood, in California, and a lot of places in the country, and what these politicians are doing. But I enjoy it. I enjoy every minute of it. Because I enjoy seeing you crumble, you fall. You made fun of Southerners. You made fun of heterosexual families. You made fun of black men. You made fun of black people for the last 50 or 60 years. We have this whole thing about Oscars so white and want Hollywood to praise black actors. Oscars so white. But why do I want recognition from Hollywood, the same Hollywood doing pedophilic crap, disgusting crap, rituals, and disgusting things? It's a non-issue for me. I don't want any of your thing. I mean, listen. Atlanta is the second place to Hollywood. Atlanta is making great movies. People like people like Chris Pratt, people like Andrew Russo, who are libertarian, make great movies. We don't need all you freaking actors. We got Atlanta. You can keep your pedophilic, crappy, communist California because we don't need you. We got Atlanta. We got other places. We can make our own movies. The establishment is collapsing. And it's not all because of Trump. But something about that man's election is putting all the crap out and showing people's true emotions. Da 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 da, grandmother pussy, he's disgusting, he's sexual assault. Harvey Weinstein, all the women's marches were protesting against him, saying he's sexist, he's misogynist. All women who vote for Trump are disgusting. But there's no woman marching for Harvey Weinstein to be found at all. This is why I say I love seeing the fall of the regressive left. And yes, there's stuff falling in the background. I don't care because I want to do this video. So women, there is a rape culture. But it's not an American-based rape culture. In America, we've had slavery, rape has happened here, but we had a movement to go against it. That's why we came together, Western society came together to say this was wrong, slavery was wrong, women need a right to vote. That's why 1920 came along and women had a right to vote. End up 40 or 50 years later really giving more black people, even though I have my thing about the Civil Rights Act 1964 about property rights, but I'm just saying there was a movement for equal rights and equal opportunity in America, and men came together and said that we don't want women to get raped, and we also came together and said that you shouldn't just get treated based on the color of your skin. Even though I'm part of the Booker T. Washington Nation of Islam thing, I do believe that American culture is different from other cultures, but I don't think it's inherently a rape culture. But there is a rape culture that exists in certain facets of America, and that would be Hollywood, and that would be other things. And notice this is that when they talk about people getting, Terry Crews just admitted that he got grabbed in his crotch. Why don't, and I'm not saying that we don't need to talk about women getting raped or anything like that. Why don't they ever talk about the boys and men that are victims of prostitution or are victims of child molestation or are victims in Hollywood? Because it's some of the boys that came out. But then when some women came out, then they talked about it. It just baffles me. Just baffles me. And that's why I keep saying that there needs to be a conversation about stuff like this. Why do we always talk about molestation and rape when it comes to girls, but don't talk about boys? Why is it that liberal men, where there's proof on the table, Bill Clinton, Harvey Weinstein, can get flastered by the media, but because Bill Cosby, and it has something to do with being black with Bill Cosby, but because he's right-leaning and believes in personal responsibilities, we have to destroy that man's life. The only other black man that was really accused of stuff like that was R. Kelly. I think he needs to be destroyed. I despise R. Kelly. He's a disgusting human being, so I'm not going to defend him. But I defend Bill Cosby because there is no proof, evidence, or otherwise any proof that he raped or did anything to those women. He have had consensual sex with some of them. But it's my contention to say that most of these women are lying and they didn't have sex. A lot of these women have been proven to be liars, to be prostitutes, to be drug addicts, to have lied in court several freaking times in court, and people still believe them. And yes, it has something to do because they're white women, and some were black women too, but it's mostly white women coming out against Bill Cosby. But the reason they kind of got off of Bill Cosby is because of the Weinstein thing, and he's proving his innocence in court. thanks to his lawyer and everybody else. So he's going to survive this. He won't get the same recognition he got before old dude in that Spider-Man movie, Hannibal Coon Burris. And yes, I'm going to say Coon Burris, destroyed his life with a false thing about it, because he was paid. Let's keep it let's keep it 1,000. He was paid to make that skit to talk about Bill Cosby, to destroy him, and that's when the media, that's when Don Lennon, that's when all the feminazis, Lindsey Bloom, came out the woodwork to destroy this man's career. Emperor Phillips, Jamila Yu, all of them went after him. Even when Harvey Weinstein was getting this, Jamila Yu made a tweet about it and still mentioned black men. Still did it. So my point is, people are hypocrites. They were getting paid by Harvey Weinstein. They're getting paid by Bill Clinton. They were getting paid by Roman Polanski. They support their own no matter what. But if you are right-leaning, or if you're a black man who's either right-leaning or believe in or who's just purely heterosexual, you will get lambasted in the media if you do one thing or something wrong, or even an accusation if something happens. Like one of my friends always say, and I'm going to give credit to him, Mr. Mo. You're always the bad guy. As a black man, as a man in general, you can do the right thing, but if you do one thing bad, you're always the bad guy. So, Hollywood, I love your collapsing. I want you to continue to collapse and shut down so more independent media can come forward. Shout out to Mr. Harvey for defending Bill Cosby and making that video about Lindsey Bloom. And finally, Rome and Hollywood is burning. You're done. We're doing independent media, and things are going to get better within this country because it's all coming out. Like I said, folks, Harvey Weinstein is only the tip of the iceberg. Peace out.